I carpooled to the 2012 Vermont Village Building Convergence with my friend Elizabeth of Eagle's Flight Farm. It took place in the central part of the state at Twin Pond Retreat Center. Around 200 festive fellows came to join the weekend. It's a big Skillshare party with diverse offerings. It's also a practicum in the less tangible side of community building, operating together in open space without regulation or rigid agenda. It's said it takes a village to raise a child, but how do you raise a whole village? Could it be for all of us to learn to be a little bit of a kid again, connecting our wisdom to our whimsy? We can create inviting spaces, even briefly, where we open, connect, play, share, and learn. But there's more in the air, too, of course, of a slightly serious tone. The tagline this year is Occupy Your Village, and the event was a coordination of the local Transition Town Initiative and Occupy movements from around the state. We can start with a heads-up alert and forecasts, considering trends and scenarios, connecting the status quo to the way we want to go, with a social roadmap, or in this case, EDAP, Energy Descent Action Plan. Next, we look to our surpluses, at what our hearts would put forward to share. This is community asset mapping, an exercise in turning unmet needs into opportunities and budding relationship, rediscovering the currents of gift and barter. Then we get hands-on, building real, stable, natural infrastructure, learning to collaborate and find enjoyment in substantial manual undertakings, using the power of swarm behavior. So you might look at all this and say, wow, yeah, great time, a celebration. But what value was created or exchanged? How can you build an economy or lifestyle around this? Step outside yourself for a moment and look at the collective cause. In a field like this, of shared values and alignment toward wealth in common, the sense of emergent collective identity is sudden, strong, and sweetly reassuring. Recall our simple recipe. Occupy, with its actionism, the organic power of people, mass motion, redundancy, tenacity, austerity, and conviction. Add to that transition, the strength of resilience, prescience, coordination, dedication, invention, diplomacy, and invitation. It sums to what I label inhabit, agile placemaking for an affirmative, evolving, abundant, characteristic local society. How far is it from here to real, lasting, vibrant relocalization? Does the message of transition or occupy seem alarmist, pessimistic, anachronistic? Am I really going to need to weave my own dog-bane fiber basketry, or know someone who will do so for me? Need is relative and perhaps misleading. What about the aesthetic quality, the cultural content, the transcendental richness of life in a web that sustains such practitioners? Does that value compute or matter anywhere, anyway, today? Is it sentimental? Silly? Beyond individual lives and momentary desires? Or is it this, perhaps, which sustains a people, a place, in the longer term? We have vastly shifted our investments and are seeing much of that consequence play out today. Everything is choice, and that sounds complicated. So why not set yourself up in a context where great habits are natural? And how did it end? No, it really didn't. Now, occupy, inhabit your village.